The movie begins with the world chess champion, Akira Kato, competing against a supercomputer called Super Blue at a special chess exhibition. While Akira's mind can calculate only 3 moves per second, Super Blue can compute an astonishing 200 million moves per second. The odds are against Akira, and if he loses, he will be the first chess champion in history to lose to a machine. As the tense game continues, Akira struggles visibly, and in a moment of defeat, he drops his king, signaling the end. The room falls silent, stunned by the sight of the world's greatest chess player, who has never lost a single match, being beaten by a computer. The host mocks him, the audience laughs, and reporters capture the humiliating moment. In a fit of anger, Akira smashes the chessboard in half. Fast forward 3 years later, Akira has vanished from the public eye, quitting chess entirely. He has fallen into a life of alcoholism, gambling, and homelessness. The scene shifts to a cold morning where homeless people, including a disheveled Akira, are gathered on the streets. A luxury car pulls up, and 2 men in black suits step out. They forcibly take Akira away and drive him to a mansion. There, he is greeted by a wealthy old man. The wealthy old man reveals to Akira that he knows exactly who he is, which surprises Akira, as he had completely changed his name and identity after his downfall. When Akira asks who the man is, the old man dismisses the question as unimportant. Instead, he offers a simple proposition. He wants Akira to play a game of chess. When the old man reveals the chessboard, Akira recoils, nearly sick at the sight. He tries to make excuses, but in truth, the idea of playing chess again disgusts him. The old man reveals that he lost a great deal of money betting on Akira's infamous match against the computer, and since Akira is now broke, the man demands repayment in the form of a chess game. Though Akira is suspicious of the man's motives, he makes it clear that he no longer plays chess and refuses to be manipulated as a wealthy man's plaything. The old man picks up the king on Akira's side of the board, taunting him, reminding Akira of his last humiliating defeat. This triggers Akira's fury, and in defiance, he tells the old man to move a pawn instead. Satisfied that Akira is engaging, the old man begins the game, but Akira refuses to face the board or touch any of the pieces. Instead, with complete confidence, he instructs the man to move his pieces for him, sure of his eventual victory. As the old man makes his moves, it becomes clear that he is receiving instructions through an earpiece. Akira, meanwhile, looks out the window and notices something disturbing. A group of men standing outside in black and white clothing, arranged in the exact pattern of the chessboard. Suddenly, as the old man takes one of Akira's pawns on the board, one of the men outside, standing in the pawn's position, is stabbed and collapses. Akira is horrified, realizing that this game of chess is linked to a real-life, deadly game. He runs downstairs to check on the fallen man, only to find him bleeding out but still conscious. In his final moments, the man smiles up at Akira and, despite being on the brink of death, asks, "What's your next move?" The man dies in Akira's arms. The other players leave, leaving him alone with a bloody knife and a corpse in the street. A passerby sees Akira standing over the body and immediately assumes he's the killer. Akira panics, denying it and fleeing the scene. The next scene shows Akira in the office of his former doctor, Seiichi Tomoda, someone he hasn't seen in years. The doctor is surprised and concerned, revealing that both he and Akira's wife, Kumi Kato, have been searching for him ever since he disappeared. In a flashback, we see Akira after his infamous loss to Super Blue. He became a broken man, plagued by nightmares of being attacked by chess pieces. Those nightmares slowly morphed into hallucinations, pushing him deeper into despair. Akira had always seen life as a game of chess, with his wife Kumi as his queen. After losing the match, he believed he no longer deserved her, which led to him abandoning his life. Akira confides in Dr. Tomoda about the bizarre incident earlier with the real-life chess game, admitting that he might need psychiatric help. The doctor, knowing Akira's fragile mental state, assumes that Akira is hallucinating again and suggests he go home and rest. But Akira insists that what he saw was real, that a man was killed as part of the chess game. The doctor remains skeptical until something strange happens. The office printer whirs to life on its own, spitting out a paper with the words, "What is your next move?" Akira's face turns pale as he realizes that the game of chess he began earlier isn't over yet. He suddenly yells, "Move my pawn to e3. The doctor is confused, but before he can respond, a book on his desk flips open on its own, its pages transforming into a chessboard. Another page prints from the machine, this time stating, "In the next move, the old man's queen kills your knight. He vomits blood and dies instantly." Akira is left shocked when he sees a picture of the doctor riding a horse on the wall, meaning the doctor was his knight. The cup he was drinking from earlier, also has a chessboard pattern, so Akira assumes the coffee was drugged. A nurse watches them through the door but doesn't do anything to save the doctor. She walks in only after he is dead and asks Akira what his next move is. Akira runs outside, trembling in fear when he comes across a little kid holding a drawing with the current format of the chessboard. Akira is clearly caught up in a deadly game when a boy asks him the same question he's been hearing. What's his next move? Akira responds by saying he wants to move the king to the e2 position, but the boy warns that the king will die if he does. Panicked, Akira runs away, haunted by visions of people who have died because of the game. He starts hallucinating, seeing chess pieces trying to attack him. He runs into a parking lot where the cars are parked like chess pieces on a board. Without realizing it, he gets into a car representing a bishop and tries to drive it, but the car only moves diagonally, just like a bishop in chess. He leaves that car and gets into another one, symbolizing a rook. However, the car won't start because it's not his turn to play. Suddenly, the opposing rook crashes into his car, destroying it and symbolically killing his rook. Akira then goes back to his old house, only to find that it's been put up for sale. He realizes that, in the game, the rook represents his home, which is now lost. He finally understands that the queen on the board represents his wife, Kumi, and her life is in danger too. Determined to save her, Akira goes back to the old man's house, begging to quit the game and protect his wife. But the old man tells him to admit defeat and remove his king, which would end the game. This reminds Akira of the humiliating loss he suffered years ago against Super Blue, a defeat that crushed his spirit. Fueled by anger and determination, Akira refuses to give up and demands to continue playing, moving his king forward. The game carries on until almost all the pieces are gone and Akira is just 2 steps away from winning. The old man has no moves left to save his king, but before Akira can make his final move, 2 men in suits grab him and take him away. In the next scene, Akira and the old man are in a stadium with a life-size chessboard in the middle, where real people serve as chess pieces. The old man explains that their game is like the one an ancient Arabian king played with his prisoners, sacrificing them with every move. He coldly points out that chess requires sacrifices, even of your own side, to win. To checkmate and win, Akira has to move his knight. However, Akira faces a terrible choice. If he makes the final move to win the game, the old man will kill his queen, who is actually his wife, Kumi, tied up and held at knife point. With tears in her eyes, she silently begs Akira to save her. Now, Akira must decide between winning the game or saving his wife. Desperate to act, he tries to step out of his box to stop the old man, but a sniper fires a warning shot near his legs, showing that if he moves, he'll be killed. The old man gives him one last chance to decide: sacrifice the queen and win the game or accept defeat. He tells Akira that a true champion would think logically and do whatever it takes to win. But without hesitation, Akira chooses to save his wife. For him, her life is far more important than victory. Everyone is shocked by his decision. Akira steps in front of Kumi, spreading his arms, surrendering the game. The opposing knight approaches and stabs him. Akira collapses to the ground, seemingly dead. But then, the old man begins to clap, smiling in appreciation. Kumi is untied, and to Akira's surprise, she smiles at him, clearly pleased with the outcome. Even more shockingly, Dr. Tomoda, the nurse, and all the people Akira met throughout the game suddenly appear, applauding his actions. Akira stands up, confused and realizing that he isn't feeling any pain. Turns out the knife used to stab him was fake. The entire game had been a carefully crafted ruse, designed to pull Akira out of his deep depression. The doctor, Kumi, and the old man orchestrated the elaborate chess game as a form of shock therapy, hoping to reignite his passion for life and chess. The old man, it is revealed, is the inventor of Super Blue, the computer that had defeated Akira years ago. He felt guilty for causing Akira's downfall and wanted to correct his mistake. The entire time, Akira had been unknowingly playing against Super Blue, with the old man receiving instructions through his earpiece. In the end, Akira's self-sacrificing move confused Super Blue, causing the machine to malfunction. This means that Akira had finally won a game against Super Blue. The ends.